Hello, Internet's Sir Munchaps here. Welcome back to the Path to Grandmaster series. We're headed off to Kaesora this time, but, well, first, some payback time because I have tangled with this guy quite a few times, all ending in disaster, barely getting Feign Death off. And right now I've got reinforcements. Level 50 plus mage, crazy mage, you can see him there in the background. Now, I met this person quite a while ago on another character that he had. I was hunting guards in Neklutos Forest at the bridge, and he was on his monk, came along, and I decided to go ahead and share a few guards, even though they're long respawn times. But we had some fun, ran around, killed some guards. Even though they have high magic resistance, he didn't seem to have too much of a problem. And so yeah, we took out Targishan there. He didn't drop a mask this time, so yeah, a little bummed out about that, but well, it is a pretty rare drop for the most part. And yeah, he's actually going to come along to Kaesora. He heard I was headed, so yeah, didn't turn out too well for him, as you'll see here in a minute. Midu is giving me another tour, and he's also going to give, well, he's going to give Crazy Mage a res, because Mage, little gnome Mage died. He fell into the hole, and the spiders attacked him. Now, they were all light blue cons to him being a high-level caster, but, well, that said, casters, pure casters don't have a lot of hit points, and trying to cast Gate when things are hitting you, many things are hitting you at once, is just not going to work. So he died in short order. Lots of cursing. He definitely let me know and tell that he would never return to this shithole. And well, it is a bit of a hairy place to be in. That is for sure. I would never have ventured in here if not for a group sending me a random tell out of nowhere, and Midu offering to take me down and also join. So yeah, we have a party waiting for us at the bottom, and I believe we'll end up making a full group. I haven't seen this footage for a long time, but I believe it was a full group of people. I know we had a rogue, and he was very helpful. But for right now it's about clearing out a little bit of a path so we can get down there. Now I should have pulled this mob back a bit further because this area is kind of tight, kind of cramped, a little bit of a roundabout there. And as you can see, I got a Spectral Guardian on me as well. Yeah, I should have pulled back a little bit further. It just doesn't. It's not going to bode well for me right here. But thankfully, we have some crowd control. Midu is on his toes and well aware of the situation. And I wasn't paying too close attention to the group chat, so yeah, it's a bit of a no-no there. Had I probably would have pulled the spider back a bit further. But he is, and I went ahead and let him know that I'm mending. It's always good to let your healers know that, because you don't want them wasting valuable mana. And he ducked there, preventing himself from wasting it. And so I went ahead and used Mend, which is very reliable at this level. Haven't had it fail. I believe after 30, level 30, you should not see it fail at all. But yeah, gonna kill this spider here, or try to. It's giving me a bit of hell, but it's not too bad. Now I'm wielding Knuckle Duster, my offhand, and Wu's Trance Stick, which is proccing quite often in my main hand. Now it does have low damage output, and I would recommend switching out to a different one-hand blunt in your main hand, somewhere between 35 and 40. Now it does proc at 35, so bear that in mind. Wu's Trance Stick very quickly depreciates in value, and because it just doesn't put out a lot of damage without the procs, and you can't rely on those all the time. Now I just accidentally right-clicked looted there. That happens when you're trying to move around, angle around with your screen when you hold down right-click. It's a bit frustrating, but it's the best way I figured out how to play this game. Kind of bob your head around and get a good look at things, and I don't know. But yeah, we're getting some more ads here. We got a skeleton and now another spider that just came out of nowhere. Very intent on causing hell and giving me a bit of a pain in the ass. So yeah, it was looking bad early on, and now it's just looking worse. You think you're going to get things done with, and then you just get another one, and another one, and another one. So we're going to take out the spider again first, and then go ahead and let Midu continue to crowd control, casting more root. Luckily, they've held for a while there. Root is somewhat inconsistent. It can last a few seconds. I've had those continuously happen to my little gnome, who I may start playing again. I'm not too sure. I have to figure out, as I level up higher, how to synchronize the group chat with the actual heals. I don't know how that works. I believe there is a method. There's some kind of mechanism in the game to allow that, so that when you hit a certain spell, it'll automatically produce for you a group chat message. Or maybe you have to click it yourself in a hotkey. I know how to do that, but I just don't want to have all those different ones for whatever spell I'm using. You know, if it's a lesser spell, if it's a greater spell, I'm just not looking forward to that. But I'll try to figure it out. I'm really eager, antsy to play my cleric again. He's still stuck at level 13, but right now it's all about focusing on this. We still have the dead gnome there. I can't get over that. It's just something really funny about dead short people in this game, especially gnomes. I don't know. It's their cute factor, I guess. But it's funny because I used to play on the Dinar server, and there were two guilds that were strictly short people only. One was called Pygmy Coalition. I believe they were all short people friendly. So it was your dwarves, your halflings, and your gnomes, your test strips, your lancets, your yeah, and diabetes commercial if anyone didn't know. And if anyone's not from the United States and hasn't seen that commercial ad nauseum. But yeah, and then there was what was the other guild? Clan McCookie, and I believe that was only gnomes. And they were pretty cool, but there aren't any guilds like that on the server, so I'm hoping one of these days somebody will start one up. Now you just see there, I had some kind of damage shield tablet. I didn't get a good quick look at that. I think it was like a lava something, and it's supposed to give a damage shield, right? Mito gave it to me, and I bet it was pretty expensive. And well, I was targeted on him, so unfortunately he now has the damage shield. I don't think he knew that. I certainly did not. He probably didn't know that. That's why he gave it to me. But we found out the hard way that, well, it just is that way. It kind of seems counterintuitive, actually, that you would have a damage shield clicky and be able to use it on other people. But well, that works for Larrikin's Mask as well, which I just found out is rechargeable, which is probably why I found it on a merchant for 1 platinum, because the way you do it is I guess you get one or another character, or you have an alt that has a Larrikin's Mask as well, because it's a lore item, and you sell it to a merchant. You sell a used up one without any charges to a merchant, and then you sell a one with full charges to a merchant, and you're able to buy both back as long as the merchant doesn't have anything else that he's selling other than his basic wares, nothing like other people have added on. And you should be able to get both back with full charges. So interesting. It's probably why I found that one on there. Somebody forgot to get the other one. But yeah, I don't know. Funny happenstance there. I'm going to have to try that out later on. Maybe I'll find someone who has one or buy one for someone so we can continue to just get recharges on them. But yeah, I'm going to have to try to look for one of those tablets as well because it's very helpful. I like cookies on a monk. They're expensive. Soap pots were like 100 plat for one full use of soap pots. There's like 10 charges on it, and I think there's like maybe 90 platinums is a pretty good deal. That's what the going rate is these days. But nevertheless, still very expensive. Well worth getting some J boots, some Journeyman's boots, even as hard as they are to get. Or if you're going to go ahead and buy the multi-quest for 5K, might as well, because those soap pots add up. I don't want to disturb the neighborhood alchemists out there, all those shamans. They do need their money, but they are expensive. I know they're expensive to make, but on a monk's paycheck, it's just not good. And I can only imagine what it would be like for clerics, since they are even more broke than monks are. Or later on in higher levels, it gets a lot easier, especially when you can solo hill giants. You can make a lot more money as a monk. But early on, it's just nothing doing. You're broke. The vow of poverty is certainly one you've taken up. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and dispatch these mobs here. We've got some minions of Xalgoz. Xalgoz himself will crop up here, I think once or twice, maybe even 3 times. In this session, he may show up once. I can't remember. But we do kill him. He doesn't drop anything particularly special. Only the Howling Stones dagger needed to use to create the key in order to get into that zone. I don't know what the other item is. I think it's the Jade Procti something rather prod. It drops off of a Sarnak in was it over there? No, Lake of Illumin. Yeah, that's where it drops. At least I believe that's the case. I don't know. There's another item that's needed in order to get the key for Howling Stones. And not really too eager to go there, but we'll find out eventually. And again, I'm trying to split pool up here. It's not going to go as well as early on. I was pretty surprised, actually. I was able to split them so close together. I don't back up far enough nearly. I think I'm a little too focused on making it look good. Oh, wait. No, this is the one where it does that. Okay. I don't know what I'm talking about then. Yeah, this is the moment where I actually had a really good pull there. way too close to the other mob. Didn't pull back far enough, but somehow managed to just get a single pull there, and looked like a boss. But yeah, if you notice there in the left-hand corner, to the back of me now, uh, there is a gap there, is a little hole, and I keep running over it. I don't know how I haven't managed to fall in there. In there is, I think, 3 mobs spawn that I keep going down to check on, and that would just be horrible if I'm pulling something and I get a grow down there as well. Almost certain death, unless I manage to get a feign death off. But I'm going to go ahead and take care of these mobs up top here. Yeah, you can see the hole there now. It's a sizable gap, and if you're not careful, you will fall down there. And it's not too pleasant if there's other mobs waiting for you. Although I do manage to continue to clear them out. I'm kind of focused on that. I don't want to have to split that small, cramped basement again. I just don't. I believe the ranger was their puller and tank earlier on, so he must have done it, and he did a really good job because they're split up by several minutes, and I'm trying to keep it that way because, well, I'm not really great at split pulling, and I don't want to have to do it up this ramp. I can imagine that there'd be a lot of damage taken, but they must have done it just by having him pull them all of them up, and then having crowd control. That's what they must have done, especially since there's a few minutes between each one. I don't know. We'll find out. But I am also the tank here, along with being the puller. The paper tank. Actually, monks are pretty good tanks later on, and at this level, not too bad, especially since we have 2 healers. Actually, we have 3. There's the female human there. Duelas is, I believe, a druid, and Galilor is a shaman, and of course Midu is the cleric. And then we have more DPS with our ranger, and our ranger is Bara here. He's a blue con, that's why I'm probably the tank here. And of course we have Trude, which is the rogue, and he's the one who queued me in, gave me a lot of information about the spawn rates here. He showed me around, made sure I knew what I was doing. It was very helpful and much appreciated. And he also is in the guild Taken, one of the better guilds out there, from my own personal experience with characters. A lot of great guilds out there. Some of them have douchebags, just so you know. I don't think any guild is without their douchebags, although I've incurred more in other guilds than in Taken. In Taken, I've only incurred one person who was very, I don't know, gallivantingly rude. They were high level caster, magician, and they were in Najina, as I was with a friend, trying to help my friend get some of the spells, not spells, words. There's certain words that drop there. They all have an element to them. They're water, earth, fire, wind. Those are the 4 that are needed. And he needed 2 of them, and this person needed 1. And they were just going around killing all the mobs, and they went into our camp, which we were killing them, the magicians there and other mobs that dropped those spells, and they were just coming in and just killing them without any regard. And so it was kind of rude. We let them know, and we said, hey, we're going to contact an officer if you keep doing this. And they just ignored the hell out of us. And then finally they said, well, you can go ahead and contact, but I don't really care, and I'm just killing things, and you can loot the words you need. But I don't know, it was kind of pointless because they were looking for certain words, and as was my friend. We weren't looking for the same words, but still, it was kind of rude. I try not to focus on those kind of moments, but you'll incur those here and there. I guarantee it, as was the case in original Everquest. But if you've noticed there just a few minutes ago, our druid dinged. That's nice. I don't remember if I ding here. I think I do. I don't want to get ahead of myself. But we still have that skeleton up there rooted, so I went ahead and scurried on down here to go ahead and pull this mob, because I really want to keep this room, this basement, cleared. I want to have it all nice and in sync, not the band. I want to have it all set up perfectly so I don't have to split it up again. I just don't want to have that. And you'll notice there in group chat, Deadwood Stave was looted. These are the most common drops here, at least as I noticed when I played in this area. And sell for about 75 platinum a piece. Now you'll notice the other skeleton just re-aggroed. Root broke, so I'm gonna hurry up and try to kill this mob. While I believe, yeah, the shaman's taking a pummeling, but he's got some hit points on him, so everything should be okay. And we're just gonna go ahead and dispatch this minion, and then move on to the other one. And things are going pretty well for the most part. I got a nice rhythm going. That's very important as a monk. You want to pull quite a bit and keep the experience going. Now, I should be dropping these mobs about 20% of their health. So I can go ahead and pull other ones and there won't be very much downtime, or in between time I should say. That's the best way to do it. Me being a new to this whole game, well, not game, but new to this whole deal of being the pooler, I wasn't aware of that necessarily. And if I was, I constantly forgot, because showing up in new zones is just, well, it's kind of disconcerting. I was taken aback and very easily impressionable by the atmosphere of this zone. Most dungeons have that effect on me. I kind of prefer outdoor zones, which is probably why I should be playing a druid, or even a ranger, because rangers can solo outdoors quite well. Just got to focus on the animals and kill those. I don't know if you can successfully do it from level 1 to 60. I know, and I've heard that monks can level solo from 1 to 60, and I believe there's a forum post on that I'll include to the link from another emulated server that's yet to come into fruition. So waiting on that, see how that one actually comes out. But this one's really good. I do like this server. I haven't tried PvP, as I've mentioned before, but I do like this server a lot. Pretty good community, and not at all too different from Tunar. I do want to have, eventually though, a midget guild. I do. You know, when you have the main honcho, the guild leader midget, and you have raids, which is just a bunch of short people running around destroying these huge behemoth mobs and dragons. I don't know, something really cool about that. And you can have you'll have just about everything too, because the gnomes and dwarves and halflings all have pretty much every class. You don't have shamans, and you won't have monks, obviously. And I believe you're without certain hybrids, like shadow knights. But, well, that's not too bad. You have the basic archetypes needed, so it could definitely work. You could pull it off, I think. And it just has that cool factor as well. Yeah, there has to be another Pygmy Coalition or Clan McCookie out there. There just has to be. To have that full original EverQuest experience, I gotta have my short people guild. I think I'm gonna work on that eventually. If anyone wants to start up a little people guild, I don't know what we'll name it. I don't know what we'll do, but, well, it needs to happen. Somebody needs to do this. Get on this pronto. And I just got 2 mobs here. I should have just pulled these. I don't know what I'm thinking. I'm trying to impress people too much. I just need to pull 2 and then get the other one later on, but whatever, you know, whatever. This is hindsight, and it doesn't really matter, I guess. But I think the most important thing is to continue to get the experience rolling in, and I'm not doing too bad at that. A lot of misses here with my weapon, but whatever. Flying kick is really cool. I kind of forgot about how cool it was because I use it so consistently, and kind of gotten used to it. But it's just so cool. I do it around the house sometimes too. It's just, I don't know. Not as eloquent, not as elegantly, but I still managed to do it nonetheless. And you'll notice also the rogue in our group is out DPSing me, so I'm having a hell of a time keeping up with his damage output. But, well, it's not too bad. And he hops up on the benches there from time to time. I try to position myself well enough so that when I'm bringing a mob in, that the rogue doesn't have to do too much finagling, too much moving around in order to get behind the mob and land some backstabs, and also to avoid riposts, as mobs will only riposte you if they're facing you. Something to bear in mind. So you can get them from the side a little bit, and you won't get any of that damage from them, or from behind. Behind seems to work the best, but well, we're taking these out. Is he fleeing? Oh, that is so weird. Huh. I didn't know that undead would flee. I always thought undead stayed still. Huh. That's weird. I wonder if maybe somebody got instilled fear on him or instilled doubt on him. I don't know. Strange. I didn't notice that. Well, if anyone can explain that one to me, please leave a comment. I always was under the impression that undead never fled, but maybe they do. Maybe I'm just biased towards that. Maybe I just have this preconceived notion, and I need to be educated. I certainly am not the most knowledgeable person about EverQuest. That is for certain. But yeah, I'm still running over that gap there. Not too smart, but, well, I don't fall in somehow. I have some good luck there. And I still got my nice, awesome robe of living fungus. It's pretty svelte, pretty nice looking. And Oh, I prefer the robe look. I still got to go get my robe of the Lost Circle, and I'm putting that off. Got a pretty nice chest piece right now, which I won't go into. I won't elaborate on that. You'll have to wait for other episodes in the future. Kind of like to leave things as a surprise, but yeah, I definitely need to get on top of that. And I'm not looking forward to camping Raster of Guk. I just not looking forward to that. I hear it's very painful. The other monks in Maelstrom have already done so. They've already done it, and hats off to them. Done a well job, but I'm putting it off. As cool as it is, I like it better than the other one, the Robe of Whistling Fists. I don't really like the way that robe really looks, although it does have better stats and comes with a good spell effect. But I don't know. I prefer that red rustic look. It's very Jedi Knight. And again, I really should just bring both of these mobs. I don't know what I'm thinking. We've got crowd control. I don't need to focus on getting just one, you know? Word of the wise, two is okay usually, especially in a full group. If you have crowd control, just bring two. You're fine. Everything's peachy. Don't have to focus on all that other nonsense of just getting a single pull. In fact, you probably want two pulls so that you don't have to go back and grab another one. So you want that experience to come in nice, sizable chunks. That's just it. And now I apologize if you can hear in the background the wind is whipping like crazy. It's like freaking Kansas out there. I don't know what the deal is. I blame Canada. I live in upstate New York, if anyone doesn't know. Not only do I have to contend with traffic most of the time, as I live right next to a street, but the wind is crazy, and the kids that come home from school too. And I'm starting to turn into an angry old man. I just shake my fist at it and start cussing. You damn kids! You damn kids! I don't know. I get kind of livid, but well, it is what it is. That's how things work sometimes. And we've had some crazy weather up here. It's been snowing and then sunny and then snowy. It happens in this game as well. There's been snow in East Common Lands. I believe they did that for Christmas time. We didn't have any GM events during Christmas, but we did have some snow in East Common Lands from time to time, and a couple other zones as well. I don't know if Cathay had any snow, but uh, I know that East Common Lands did, and I think even one of the Karanas did when I was running through the zone. So there's some of that going on. I'm really hoping for another GM event. I don't know. I need to start lobbying for it. We need people to come together and unite. No more of this quibbling over, spawns and zones. We got to have more unity. That way the GMs don't have to focus on all our ass hattery, and they can actually do something proactive for once, other than focusing on all of our nonsense. But and I do have my own nonsense, although I try to refrain from petitioning. uh, it's kind of useless. Don't want to get too entangled in drama. Usually it's better just to let things go. Like with Taken, that one guild member, I just let it go because they've helped me out so much and they've been really cool. Early on especially. I mean, I was just running through over there once, and one of their monks, who was like level 60 I believe, he just randomly gave me a staff of tranquility, or whatever that staff is called. I had it earlier on. It's a one-hand blunt, not the T staff, mind you. If he gave me that, oh my god, I don't know. I probably would have followed him around and been his personal pet for several levels. But he just randomly gave me this staff, and it helped me out greatly with getting my FBSS, and much appreciated. Along with other guilds as well. I've had some with Vesica Day, I can't pronounce their guild name, VD, and a couple other guilds as well. I've had some issues with some of their members, but they will make up for it with their other members who are very giving and kind. And it just goes to show you can't paint with a broad brush. I will say though that I've never had any problems with Brigand to Earth, if that's even how you pronounce their guild name. They've always been very helpful, very kind, and non-judgmental of my my playing skills. They just help out. Pretty cool people, all in all. Anyway, there are plenty of guilds on this server to choose from, so if you decide to hop on Project 1999, you'll have to weigh your options and see which one's a better fit for you. All of them are very different and have different rules, different goals, that sort of thing. They all follow, in theory at least, they all follow the rules on the server that are posted on the forums. And yeah, just keep that in mind. Very cool thing. There are no clan cookies or pygmy coalitions, unfortunately, but there are good guilds out there, and I'm sure you'll find one. And yeah, that's about it for this episode. Hopefully we'll kill Xalgoz in the next one. Got a dagger there for rogue. He won the random slash random 100. Go figure. The one who he could use it, I guess. Although he has better weapons, I believe. Anyhow, we're gonna head to Agak and City of Mist and all a bunch of other places. So stay tuned and thanks for watching.